Every legend begins with a simple idea: to go farther, to climb higher, to reach places others can only imagine. But when that idea becomes an icon, the challenge changes. How do you honor decades of loyalty while speaking to a generation that demands something new? Adventure today looks different. Trails are mapped, roads are smarter, and expectations are higher. Yet the call of the unknown still pulls people toward the horizon. The real question is, can an off-road classic be reborn without losing its soul? In this story, we explore how tradition meets innovation, how history meets hybrid power, and how a familiar name finds a new rhythm for a new era. This is more than a comeback. It is a statement about what endurance and evolution look like when the wild meets the modern world. Before we begin, remember to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which legendary model you want to see featured next. The Toyota Land Cruiser 2024 represents more than a new model year. It marks the rebirth of one of the most respected names in off-road history. When Toyota first announced its return to the US market, many enthusiasts wondered if it could still live up to the legend that had spanned generations. The Land Cruiser name carries a weight few vehicles can match. It stands for reliability under pressure, capability in the harshest terrain, and an unspoken promise that it will keep going when everything else stops. The 2024 version arrives with a clear mission: rebuild that trust while reshaping what toughness means in a modern world. To understand why its comeback matters, we have to go back to where this story began. The Land Cruiser's roots trace to the early 1950s, born from a need for military-grade utility and simple mechanical strength. Through the decades, it evolved from a bare-metal workhorse into a symbol of go-anywhere confidence. The 40 series became a cultural touchstone. The 60 series added refinement without losing its grit. The 80 and 100 series pushed the boundaries of comfort and technology. Each generation adapted to its era while maintaining a core belief: durability above all. By the time the last Land Cruiser left American showrooms in 2021, it had become almost too refined for its own legend. It was powerful and luxurious, but far from the stripped-down spirit that made it famous. The price tag had climbed well past what most off-road fans could justify, and its mission had blurred into a niche luxury statement. When Toyota pulled it from the US market, it felt like the end of an era. But behind the scenes, the company was already planning something different: a recalibration that would return the Land Cruiser to its essence. The 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser is built on Toyota's TNGA-F platform, shared with other serious off-road vehicles, but this new version is leaner and more focused. Engineers trimmed unnecessary weight, tightened proportions, and reshaped the suspension to balance comfort with genuine trailability. The decision to downsize was not about cutting corners, it was about precision. In today's market, smaller does not mean weaker, it means smarter. Under the hood, the 2024 Land Cruiser uses a 2.4-liter turbocharged hybrid engine, delivering a strong 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. That may not sound as dramatic as the old V8, but torque is the key metric off-road, and this new system delivers it instantly. The electric motor assists during low-speed climbs and quick throttle bursts, offering seamless control in conditions where finesse matters more than brute force. The 8-speed automatic transmission ensures power delivery remains smooth, while the part-time 4-wheel drive system includes low-range gearing for technical obstacles. Purists may miss the old naturally aspirated feel, but the trade-off is improved efficiency, lower emissions, and reduced fuel costs, all while maintaining performance. Toyota designed the 2024 Land Cruiser to serve both as a weekend adventurer and a daily commuter. The boxy exterior nods to the past, while modern LED lighting, sharp edges, and shorter overhangs emphasize agility. The design team looked at the old 70 series for inspiration, capturing that classic upright stance without resorting to nostalgia for its own sake. It is instantly recognizable, yet clearly built for today's world. Step inside, and the balance between ruggedness and refinement continues. The interior avoids the overdone luxury of the previous model, favoring durable materials, large physical controls, and a layout that works with gloves on. The 8-inch or optional 12.3-inch touchscreen integrates Toyota's latest infotainment system, compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, while maintaining tactile buttons for critical functions. The seating is supportive but simple. Synthetic leather replaces the old premium hides, reducing cost and maintenance without compromising comfort. Toyota knew that the Land Cruiser 2024 had to do more than look the part, it had to earn it. Off-road, that means articulation, traction, and reliability. The multi-terrain select system adjusts throttle and traction control to match conditions like mud, sand, or rock, while the crawl control feature automates throttle and braking to maintain a steady low-speed pace over obstacles. These systems are refined, not flashy. They assist the driver without taking away the sense of control. The locking rear differential and available center differential lock remain mechanical solutions to real problems, not just digital tricks. It is this blend of traditional and modern that defines the 2024 model's identity. But bringing back an icon is never just about engineering. Toyota faced a cultural challenge: how to reconnect with longtime enthusiasts who felt left behind while appealing to younger buyers raised on crossovers. The marketing campaign emphasized heritage, adventure, and authenticity rather than luxury or prestige. It tapped into a growing trend of outdoor recreation, where reliability and simplicity carry more weight than badge value. This strategy positioned the Land Cruiser not as a status symbol but as a tool for those who value experiences over appearances. The pricing reflects that approach. Starting around the mid-$50,000 range, the 2024 Land Cruiser undercuts its luxury-laden predecessor by tens of thousands of dollars, immediately broadening its reach. The lineup includes practical trims like the 1958 edition, which strips things back even further for purists who crave the original formula. Every variant shares the same mechanical DNA, proving that capability is not tied to luxury options. This shift represents a philosophical reset for Toyota, aligning the Land Cruiser with its historical purpose rather than chasing upscale margins. Critics initially questioned whether such a move could succeed in an era dominated by technology and comfort, but early feedback suggests that Toyota's instincts were correct. Consumers wanted authenticity. They wanted something that felt real. The Land Cruiser 2024 delivers exactly that. Its comeback is not about reinventing the wheel. It is about refining it for a world that has changed. Beneath its squared frame lies a question that defines every great automotive revival: can innovation coexist with identity? Toyota's answer is yes, but only when you know which parts of the past are worth keeping. Next, we dive deeper into how the engineering, philosophy, and cultural resonance of the Toyota Land Cruiser 2024 reveal a blueprint for how heritage can survive the future. The Toyota Land Cruiser 2024 sits at the intersection of heritage and progress, and this balance did not happen by chance. Toyota's engineers spent years studying not only the mechanical legacy of past Land Cruisers but also how owners used them in real life. They gathered feedback from remote explorers, rescue organizations, and off-road instructors to understand what truly defines the Land Cruiser spirit. The findings shaped every major design choice in the 2024 model, creating a vehicle that looks classic yet performs with a distinctly modern rhythm. What makes the Land Cruiser 2024 fascinating is its approach to hybridization. Many enthusiasts feared that electrification would dull the rugged feel of a traditional off-roader. Toyota's solution was to use electric power not as a gimmick but as a performance enhancer. The hybrid system assists the turbocharged engine during torque-heavy moments, such as climbing steep grades or maneuvering over obstacles. The result is immediate response without the delay that used to plague turbo engines. Instead of chasing top speed or luxury refinement, Toyota focused on control, balance, and endurance. This is the essence of the Land Cruiser experience: confidence through consistency. One of the biggest misconceptions about modern off-road vehicles is that more complexity equals better performance. Toyota took the opposite path. The Land Cruiser 2024 uses advanced systems but packages them in intuitive ways. The multi-terrain monitor, for example, gives drivers a clear view of wheel placement and surrounding terrain, reducing guesswork without turning the process into a video game. The suspension, tuned for flexibility rather than stiffness, keeps all four wheels grounded even in uneven terrain. Electronic aids like hill descent control are there to assist, not replace, driver skill. Toyota's engineers wanted to preserve the sense of mastery that long defined Land Cruiser ownership, the feeling that you and the machine work together rather than the vehicle doing everything for you. Beyond engineering, the Land Cruiser 2024 represents Toyota's broader philosophy on sustainability and longevity. In a market where vehicles are often replaced every few years, Toyota continues to prioritize long-term value. The hybrid system is designed for durability, using proven components from the company's existing technology library. The body-on-frame construction ensures easy maintenance and adaptability for aftermarket accessories. It is a platform built to be modified, repaired, and kept alive far beyond the usual lifespan of modern SUVs. This approach resonates with owners who view the Land Cruiser not as disposable transportation but as a long-term investment. The economic side of the Land Cruiser story is equally revealing. Toyota recognized that the old model's six-figure price had alienated a large portion of its audience. The new Land Cruiser's mid-range pricing opens the door to a wider group of enthusiasts, especially those transitioning from compact crossovers or mid-sized trucks. It also positions the vehicle as a practical alternative to luxury off-roaders without compromising authenticity. This shift mirrors a larger trend in the automotive world, a return to substance over status. Consumers today are more conscious of how products align with their values, and Toyota has positioned the Land Cruiser 2024 as a symbol of balance between progress and restraint. Even the exterior design tells that story. The clean surfaces, squared edges, and upright stance convey strength without aggression. Every line has purpose. The short front and rear overhangs improve approach and departure angles, while the high beltline evokes confidence. The classic round LED headlights on the 1958 edition recall the early FJ models, linking past to present through subtle visual cues. Toyota avoided the trap of making the Land Cruiser look futuristic or overly retro. It walks the fine line between familiarity and freshness, which is crucial for any icon's survival. Inside, practicality rules over flash. Every button, knob, and screen placement follows ergonomic logic. The driver's view remains open and commanding, with visibility prioritized over aesthetics. The use of durable materials instead of delicate luxury finishes sends a clear message: this is a tool, not a trophy. Yet Toyota did not sacrifice comfort entirely. The Land Cruiser 2024 offers advanced driver assistance systems, adaptive cruise control, lane tracing assist, and modern infotainment features, all integrated without diluting the rugged feel. The cabin is quieter thanks to improved insulation and better sealing, making long highway trips less tiring. It is a reminder that comfort and capability can coexist without contradiction. In terms of capability, few vehicles in its class match the Land Cruiser 2024's range of functions. Ground clearance remains ample, the underbody is protected, and approach and departure angles rival purpose-built off-road machines. The power delivery, controlled through a refined traction system, ensures that the Land Cruiser maintains steady progress in mud, sand, snow, or rock. Toyota tested the 2024 model extensively in global environments, from Arctic climates to desert heat, to confirm that it met the same reliability standards as its predecessors. This rigorous testing is part of the Land Cruiser identity. It is a vehicle expected to perform under pressure, not just look good on a city street. But perhaps the most important element of the Land Cruiser 2024 story is emotional rather than mechanical. When Toyota discontinued the model in the US, many fans feared that an entire chapter of automotive history had closed. The revival of the Land Cruiser 2024 is therefore a statement about continuity. It proves that there is still space in a crowded SUV market for something grounded in purpose rather than trend. The nostalgia surrounding it is not empty sentiment, it reflects a collective memory of dependability and adventure. Toyota understood that memory and used it to shape a vehicle that respects its origins while staying relevant. The return also signals something larger about Toyota's brand identity. In recent years, the company has diversified into electric and hybrid vehicles while maintaining a core lineup of dependable gasoline-powered models. The Land Cruiser 2024 bridges these worlds. It carries hybrid technology yet remains proudly mechanical. It is as much about tradition as it is about transition, offering a practical path toward lower emissions without compromising the fundamental experience that made the Land Cruiser name respected. For Toyota, it serves as both a product and a message. Innovation is not about abandoning the past, it is about refining it. The cultural timing of the Land Cruiser's return also plays a role. Outdoor recreation is at an all-time high, and buyers are seeking vehicles that support authentic experiences rather than simply provide transport. Overlanding, camping, and adventure travel have become mainstream hobbies, supported by online communities and aftermarket ecosystems. The Land Cruiser 2024 arrives perfectly positioned to serve that audience. Its combination of hybrid power, traditional toughness, and global reputation makes it more than another SUV. It is a modern gateway to exploration. The Toyota Land Cruiser 2024 stands at a unique crossroads, influencing both its own future and the broader definition of what an off-road SUV should be. In an era when vehicles are often judged by software updates and electric range, the Land Cruiser's return reminds the industry that mechanical credibility still matters. This influence extends beyond design or drivetrain. It challenges assumptions about value, sustainability, and emotional connection. The Land Cruiser 2024 is not simply a comeback vehicle, it is a cultural benchmark that measures how much the automotive world has changed and how much it still needs to remember. To understand its impact, consider what the Land Cruiser name has always represented. Across decades and continents, it became shorthand for trust. Whether used by farmers, humanitarian workers, explorers, or families, it carried the same expectation: it will get you there and back. The 2024 model inherits that responsibility in a different context. The world is more connected now, but also more demanding. Drivers expect technology that enhances safety, comfort, and efficiency without erasing authenticity. Toyota's ability to deliver that balance sets a precedent for how legacy vehicles can evolve responsibly. Industry observers note that the Land Cruiser's pricing strategy could reshape expectations for what a capable SUV should cost. By positioning it below the luxury threshold yet above purely utilitarian rivals, Toyota created a new middle ground. It offers the credibility of a serious off-roader without the intimidation of a high-end status symbol. This approach appeals to a broader demographic, from professionals who seek weekend escapes to families wanting reliability with purpose. It also challenges other manufacturers to rethink their approach. Instead of inflating capability through marketing, Toyota demonstrates it through execution. The Land Cruiser 2024's success shows that performance can be honest, and authenticity can still sell. Another aspect of its influence lies in design philosophy. The restrained, functional styling of the Land Cruiser 2024 contrasts sharply with the increasingly complex aesthetics of modern SUVs. Toyota's choice to simplify rather than embellish feels almost rebellious. It signals confidence, suggesting that timeless design ages better than trend chasing. This principle echoes across industries: when form follows function, products gain endurance. The Land Cruiser 2024 may look minimalist compared to flashier competitors, but that simplicity is its strength. It communicates clarity of purpose, and in a cluttered marketplace, clarity becomes power. Underneath that design lies a technical framework that points toward the next decade of Toyota development. The TNGAF platform, which supports the Land Cruiser 2024, is modular and scalable. It can accommodate different powertrains, from hybrids to full electrics, ensuring the Land Cruiser remains adaptable as technology evolves. This foresight means the 2024 version is not just a single model but the start of a new generation architecture. Toyota has effectively future-proofed the Land Cruiser without compromising the characteristics that define it. The decision to introduce hybrid power first, rather than going fully electric, reflects Toyota's cautious realism. Many adventure-focused consumers still need vehicles that can travel long distances in remote areas where charging networks are limited. The hybrid system provides efficiency while retaining range flexibility. This pragmatic approach reinforces Toyota's reputation for reliability. It prioritizes functionality over fashion. It also demonstrates a key insight: progress works best when it fits human needs, not just technological ambition. The cultural ripple effect of the Land Cruiser 2024 extends far beyond the showroom floor. It represents a kind of emotional continuity for longtime fans who feared the nameplate had lost its way. Online communities, forums, and clubs dedicated to the Land Cruiser have seen renewed energy, with owners of older models celebrating the return as a sign that authenticity still has a place in the modern market. Toyota has subtly leaned into this community-driven narrative, highlighting owner stories and real-world adventures rather than glossy advertising. The strategy works because it feels genuine. The Land Cruiser's credibility has always come from users, not marketing slogans. By acknowledging that relationship, Toyota strengthens the bond between brand and audience in a way few companies manage to achieve. The 2024 Land Cruiser also becomes a lesson in restraint. In an age obsessed with bigger screens, louder styling, and constant novelty, Toyota proved that refinement through subtraction can be just as compelling. Every decision, from engine size to cabin layout, reflects disciplined focus. This kind of engineering humility is rare and powerful. It shows that progress does not always mean adding more. Sometimes it means knowing when to stop. The Land Cruiser 2024 embodies that idea by avoiding excess and emphasizing what truly matters: reliability, capability, and integrity. The environmental dimension of this story is equally important. The hybrid system reduces emissions and improves fuel efficiency, allowing the Land Cruiser to meet stricter global standards without sacrificing capability. For Toyota, this balance demonstrates how traditional vehicles can evolve sustainably while maintaining their essence. It may not have the zero-emission appeal of a full electric, but it bridges the gap for consumers who are not yet ready to transition completely. The hybrid Land Cruiser 2024, therefore, becomes a transitional icon, a symbol of adaptation rather than abandonment. In the broader landscape, other manufacturers are taking note. Some are revisiting their heritage models, reintroducing classic nameplates with updated technology. But the difference lies in execution. Toyota's Land Cruiser 2024 succeeds because it is built with intent, not nostalgia alone. It respects the past while living fully in the present. That discipline will likely influence future revivals across the industry, setting a new standard for how brands handle legacy. The commercial response has been promising. Early orders for the Land Cruiser 2024 exceeded expectations, with waiting lists forming even before the first models reached dealerships. Reviews praise its balanced performance, thoughtful ergonomics, and accessible price. More importantly, it has re-established the Land Cruiser name in American consciousness, something that seemed unlikely just a few years ago. The model now serves as a bridge between Toyota's traditional lineup and its future electrified vision, offering both familiarity and progress in one package. Yet beyond sales and statistics, the Land Cruiser 2024's return feels symbolic. It reminds people why vehicles matter in the first place. They are more than machines, they are enablers of experience. The Land Cruiser has always represented freedom, the ability to go anywhere, anytime, without hesitation. In a world where mobility is increasingly digital and regulated, that sense of unfiltered exploration carries emotional power. Toyota's decision to revive the Land Cruiser taps directly into that emotion, offering a product that satisfies both practical and psychological needs. Its impact, therefore, is not just mechanical but human. As the automotive landscape continues to evolve toward electrification and automation, the Toyota Land Cruiser 2024 closes its own circle, reconnecting the heritage of endurance with the realities of the modern world. In doing so, It redefines what legacy means in the age of transition. Where many vehicles chase relevance through constant reinvention, the Land Cruiser 2024 finds power in consistency. It returns not as a replica of the past but as a refinement of its core idea, reliability as a form of freedom. This closing chapter is not about nostalgia, it is about continuity. The Toyota Land Cruiser 2024 proves that even in an era of electric promises and software updates, there is still space for machines built on purpose. Its success lies in knowing what to keep and what to evolve. The shift from a V8 powerhouse to a turbo hybrid four-cylinder represents a philosophical change as much as a technical one. Toyota demonstrates that strength can coexist with efficiency, that durability can evolve without losing identity. It invites a new generation to rediscover adventure in a world that sometimes feels too predictable. That is the deeper message of the Land Cruiser 2024. It is not just a vehicle returning to the market, it is a reminder that endurance itself can be modern. As Toyota moves toward broader electrification, the Land Cruiser 2024 will likely serve as a template for how to preserve character in the midst of change. It balances progress with tradition, power with restraint, and emotion with logic. Few nameplates manage that balance across decades, and even fewer manage to make it feel effortless. Yet here it stands, confident in its simplicity, ready for another chapter of global adventures. The influence of the Land Cruiser 2024 extends far beyond the automotive world. It embodies the idea that heritage, when handled with respect, can become a powerful innovation tool. It teaches that reinvention does not require abandonment, and that progress without grounding can lose meaning. Toyota's careful recalibration of its legend shows what happens when a brand listens to its history rather than rewriting it. For enthusiasts, it delivers reassurance that their loyalty was never misplaced. For new buyers, it offers access to a legacy they may have only heard about. That dual appeal is rare, and it secures the Land Cruiser 2024's role as more than a comeback, it becomes a bridge between eras. In the end, the Land Cruiser's story has always been about trust. Trust that it will start when it should. Trust that it will endure what others cannot. Trust that it will still matter when trends fade. The 2024 model honors that trust by proving that evolution can feel familiar. It looks different, drives differently, and even sounds different, yet it carries the same unspoken promise that defined every generation before it. Toyota did not just bring back a vehicle, it reaffirmed a relationship between people and machine. That relationship, rooted in dependability and adventure, is what keeps the Land Cruiser relevant across decades and continents. The Land Cruiser 2024 stands as a living reminder that some ideas never age, they simply adapt. Its hybrid system may point toward the future, but its purpose remains timeless, to take you where others cannot, and to bring you back. As the automotive world accelerates toward new technologies, the Land Cruiser 2024 shows that innovation guided by integrity will always find its way. It teaches manufacturers that evolution works best when guided by clarity, and it reminds drivers that exploration still belongs to those who seek it. The roads ahead will change, but the Land Cruiser's mission will not. It will continue to be what it has always been, a companion built for the long road, for the quiet horizon, for the challenges that test both driver and machine. The 2024 model marks the next step in that ongoing journey, proving that legends are not born from nostalgia, they are sustained by relevance. As this story closes, the lesson is simple: progress is not about starting over, it is about carrying the best parts forward. The Toyota Land Cruiser 2024 carries those parts with confidence, strength, and humility. It redefines what it means to return, not as a memory, but as a modern standard. And with that, the legend continues.